see what Year 1 are. Most of you probably will recognise some of us, or all of us, hopefully. So I am a teacher in Netherlands, along with Daniels, who does the Thursday Friday. She's at my counterpart. And we have Miss Speaks, who works with us as one-to-one, with a child, and Mrs Gold, who is standing beautifully in the doorway. Hello. She works as an intervention teacher, so she works with lots of children and gives some children a little bit of extra support, or speech and language, all sorts of things. So she is somebody that works across all three of our classrooms. So you might see her one day one and one day another. So she's a wonderful asset to us to have.
And we also have Mrs Jewel, who is our year group TA. So she helps to support with lots of different children across all three classes. In Germany class, I'm Miss Alford, and we have Mr Tickner, Mrs Martin and Mrs L support in our class. Mrs Gold works across all classes. And I think that's it. Oh, and obviously Mrs Wilkinson, who can't make it. So she's the teacher in class.
So we thought the best way to start at least was to talk about the transition from early years reception to Year 1, and how things maybe slightly change, but also actually how lots of things have actually still stayed the same for the children. So, for example, we still do one-to-one teaching, so the same in reception, we do explore and learn, and we sometimes all the children one-to-one activities, or it might be small groups, so we have a group at a time, come work with us, we do whole class inputs, so we do whole class phonics, whole class maths, the same as they do in reception. So it should be those things kind of, obviously they develop, but actually they use those systems, and actually we do them at the same time as reception, and they did in reception, so actually we should hopefully have kind of a bit of continuity from reception. We still have our independent activities, so often we have a focus group or a focus table or something half class, so we kind of mix it up quite a lot. So it's not just whole class, it's not just one-to-one, it's not just small groups, it's a whole range of different approaches, so which is the same as in reception. As some of you may know, I've been in reception for a few years anyway, so actually I kind of can see the transition between them. So there's some things that have stayed the same, but there's also obviously develops a little bit as they get further through, and obviously as we go through Year 1, it changes still, so it becomes a little bit more kind of whole class towards the end of the summer term, so that that's ready for them to go into Year 2, which now seems absolutely miles off, but actually any of you who've got older siblings know it flies by ridiculously quick. We have opportunities for outdoor learning, so we have the outdoor learning classroom, which we go to sometimes. We've got some planted bedding bits that you might see outside the classrooms. We do explore and learn time, quite often towards the end of the day. A bit of a explore around. Yesterday we had sunflowers, absolutely loved it. We had a drawing, we had most of the sunflowers. So it's, still the same in receptions, we still have that time to kind of to play, explore and play, but it's a bit more kind of structured in terms of the sessions that we have. So this is kind of like our normal day in Year 1 at the moment you'll see when they come in the mornings we do what we call a soda task. So if you hear the talk about a soda task, it's just this week we've had great fun. We've had cutting Play-Doh, so we've been practicing our cutting skills. We've had zips, buttons and pouring. We've had some pouring into containers. So those activities are in the morning. They come in and it settles the children really nicely, which again is the same as they would have done in reception. So hopefully they get into that routine of doing it in the mornings. We do register. You come and have register. We do handwriting. So we do a 10-15 minute handwriting session in the morning. And then we actually go for what we call a mile run, which is 3 times a week. Usually Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because we have here on a Monday morning. And the run involves us going to the Bottom Playground, and we do run and walk around the bottom track, which if you have seen, it's now actually, we've been really lucky we've had it tarmac. It's like soft tarmac, all the way around the bottom of the field, and we run. And it is actually really nice. The children actually love it. They run around and they know that once they've done it, they come back into the bottom playground and they wait, and it works really nicely. Then we usually have maths. That's usually about 45 minutes. Yeah, and we do, you're absolutely right, Kate, there's after after that. Which again would be a mixture of whole class group work and independent activities. We have snack and a playtime and a story. It has something called book talk. So we read a book and we talk about it. So it may be questions predicting what might happen, it might be a question that is directly in the text. So it's all about books, talk about books, what the front cover tell you, who's the author, who's the illustrator. So lots of questions about books, while they have their snack. They come back from play, we do phonics and reading, which we'll talk about later. But that is done then, and then we usually have a writing activity, which then takes us up to about lunchtime. So it is in those times where we have like writing and maths, there are activities that they go explore on their own, activities maybe that aren't with an adult, so that they can explore it on their own and take it where they would like to go with it. The afternoon they come back in, and we do an activity called Mastering Number. It's all about rehearsal of number, making sure their number facts are secure, their number knowledge is secure, and it's all done through lots of practical resources, so lots of things like we've been using dice faces, things like dice, counters, Lumicon, lots of practical ways of maths, which they do really like, because they don't have to record anything, it's often just exploring number. Then we will have some kind of foundation subject, so it might be PE, art, music, geography, history, science, all sorts, RE, yeah, E4S. So there's all those kind of things that maybe aren't English or maths are done in the afternoon. And then we have a playtime. So at about 2:15, we have a playtime. All the classes go out to the playground, and then we come back in and we have what we call Explore and Learn. It's a bit like Learn, Explore, Try, Read, Reception, where they pick the activities. So we have resources out, we have construction, we have some maths things, some writing, some books, all sorts of different activities, and they can kind of be a bit more selective of what they would like to play with. And then we, in that time, use one-to-one readers. So we take children on a one-to-one basis, we read with them, we check their phonics, we do flashcards, depending on where they are in their reading. And then we go into home, and then we usually have a story, and then we go home. So that tends to be a normal day. Some days are a little bit different. If we have PE in the morning, we might do writing, for example, or maths in the afternoon. So that's generally, I would say, a normal day, but then sometimes things might change.
So this is the Year 1 curriculum. We do reading, phonics, writing and maths, and then obviously a list of foundation subjects. In reading and phonics, we follow the Read, Write, Ink scheme, which is a scheme that really targets the phonetical learning of children to help them read books. So across the week we split into reading and phonics groups, and we read and repeat the same book every single day to increase their fluency, and eventually they will be able to just recognise the words whole and read the book. So that's why we encourage reading the same book every single day for a whole week. In our phonics sessions, we learn all the digraphs and trigraphs that are in the English language to help the children decode words independently. And at the end of nearer the end of Year 1, we do a phonics check. So to get the children ready for a phonics check, we encourage them to spot the special friend within the word, sound it out, and then say the word at the end. And that just helps the children get ready for the phonics check at the end of Year 1. Then in writing, in Year 1 we really focus on the basic skills of writing. So we're really focusing on sentence structure and beginning near at the end of Year 1 to form a short narrative. So at the moment we're doing a lot of handwriting and fun motor skills, getting children ready and really teaching them the basics of finger spaces, full stops, capital letters to get them ready to write long pieces in the future. And maths, as Mr. Mason said, we follow something called the NCETM spines, and they would really like to start with concrete resources, starting with physical resources first, then we move on to pictorial representations, and then this is supported by our mastering number, which happens after lunch, and that just really helps the children with their fluency and number sense, and that's something that all the children follow along at the same time, which is brilliant. And then foundation subjects, we do science. PE days are on Monday and Wednesday. History, geography, art, DT, music, computing, RE, and E4S. E4S is just a new word for citizenship or PHSE. It stands for Education for Safeguarding, and that's where we do lots of things about keeping the children safe, such as e-safety, and we do lots of things now about well-being, monitor our physical health and mental health, so that's what you do. Yeah, so reading. The children haven't yet had their reading journal. We're going to give those out really soon. Reading journal is just where you can record the reading that your child has either done with you or books that they've read to you. And as an incentive to get them to read, we also do reading raffle tickets. So the children can earn up to 3 reading raffle tickets a week. They come in, they show their class teacher or an adult in the classroom the reading that they've done. We give it a tick, they write their name, and then it goes into the raffle. And that's announced in assembly. One of the year sixes comes and pulls the name out the hat, and they win a book of their choice from Mr. Timmins. And I think he's even had some ones signed by authors as well, so they're a really lovely way to get your child to read. It would be absolutely amazing if you could listen to your child read every day. Reading is such an important part of accessing the whole of the curriculum. And we have now, today, we have sent home our read writing books. So these books are linked to the story that your child has read in class with their reading group. And it would be great if they could read that throughout the week. Children are also welcome to choose any other book throughout the week, and all teachers have boxes that children can choose books at any time. So they can change that one every single day if they want to. But the read writing books are going to go out on the Wednesday and they'll come back in on the Wednesday. And it would be really great if you could keep their bookmark inside, just so we know that your child has brought back their books, they can get them. And children will also be able to choose a book from the library half-termly to take home and then return to content. So that's amazing.
This is the spelling. So we follow these are the spelling words that they're expected to read and write by the end of year 1. And they're common spelling words that I've heard before or had previously. They're words that maybe they don't necessarily follow a pattern, and they have maybe it's different, their own little spelling patterns. So for example, like we have one they all follow the same pattern, so we kind of try and group them together. So they're words that we teach them. We teach them, for example, this week we've been looking at to and comes. So we kind of try and cover a couple of weeks so that they're not. Yeah, we did do thinking today. Yeah, you're right. So we introduce them to them slowly, not all at once. There is quite a few, but we don't do. Yeah, and two. Good boy.
And love.
Yeah, we had all of them. Yeah.
And we're going to be sending home some spellings each week in a spellings book. So that's not compulsory, but it would just be a nice way for you to practice with your child. And as well as these words, by the end of year 1, they're also expected to be able to read and spell all the days of the week and months of the year.
So this is homework grid. I'm not sure they've gone out yet, but this just gives you an idea of what it will look like. Again, homework is not compulsory, and you don't have to. We try to keep it quite fun, so that it's something that they want to do. If they do it, it's brilliant, and they bring it in and they get a merit, which they earn 10 merit, they get a certificate, and the children will know. It starts with bronze, silver, gold, and as it goes up. So we encourage them to have a go. So there's often different sections. So for example, we've got reading, maths, writing, health and self-care, history, and science. And they will link to whatever the learning is of that half term. So this time we've been learning all about us and why we're super. So all of the activities will link somewhere to that. So these will be sent to, I think it's emailed, isn't it?
I think it's on the website.
It should be on the website, it isn't. So it should be on there when we go out.
So whatever the weather, we go out, whatever the weather. So please make sure that you bring a coat every day, or you can leave a lightweight coat on your peg if that's easier for you. And then during the winter, we do encourage you to bring hats, gloves and scarves, just to keep the children warm because you're still going outside. Some hats in the summer and some in the winter. Wennies are encouraged to stay here if you
So
can.
if we can leave a spare pair.
Yeah, that would be brilliant. And then because they wear them when they go down on the field. And we are, at the moment, this week, we have been practicing zipping and tying laces and all things like that. But it would be really great if you could support your child with the pros.
So we here, as I said, on a Monday with if you hear of somebody called Bradley, he is a sports coach that comes in and teaches them PE. So if you hear of somebody called Bradley, he is the PE, he's come from Chelsea football. So he comes in and he teaches them on a Monday morning. We rotate our classes, so all 3 classes see him on a Monday morning. For this half term, and it might change for different activity. So we have outdoor PE on a Monday and then indoor PE on a Wednesday afternoon. Please, can we have PE kits in? I think most people have, but there's a few that haven't PE kits. So if you do, just make sure you just double check this one. So for indoor PE, we wear shorts, we wear a t-shirt, which can either be white or their house colour. So if they're in apparel, it can be a red one. Green can be green. So, and it's just a plain one. It can have a logo, some of them do, but if it doesn't have a logo, it doesn't matter. And we do it barefoot, so you don't need any shoes for that one. But for outdoor PE, we have shorts, particularly for the summer, and then we ask if you can bring some plain navy or black jogging bottoms in, because we do still go out in the winter if it's cold. So jogging bottoms are really helpful, just so that when we're outside they don't get too cold. Again, a t-shirt, so it's the same as a t-shirt, and plimsoll. We have had some children come in with laces, and some children can do laces, but I would say if you can avoid laces, it just helps us and it helps the children because they can do it independently. Sometimes with laces, they try and do them up and then they fall off, and then they get loose and fall off. So ideally, if they were just kind of plain Velcro trainers or plimsolls, that would be better than laces. And I did one with kind of like brands on them, Nike ones or Adidas ones, just plain, navy or black, which is brilliant. Stud earrings, if you have got an earring, we do ask them to be covered, and we do also ask any long hair that it is tied up, just so it's not in the way when they're running around. And please can all be named, because we have lots, and this is going to sound a bit silly, but even the shoes, because you'd be amazed at how many shoes are from the same place, or the same size, and they often, I've had it before, 2 children go home with 2 right feet, and the other child is often with 2 left feet, with the same shoe. So I know it sounds a little bit silly, but please label your shoes, you can get the stickers, or just write on the tag, like where the size is, just write your initials, just so that they're easy to spot.
Yeah, so these are just a few requests from us. So putting all your names on your clothes and belongings is really helpful. So we don't lose anything and you don't lose anything. And please make sure that only one small keyring is attached to book bags. Just makes it easier when we're putting book bags in them safely. We do sometimes put new letters in, or then new book bag books, or anything that we'd like to communicate with you. So just make sure you're checking your child's book bag. And water bottles are just for water, that is a school rule. So we're only allowed water in water bottles. If you're sending a snack from home, please make sure it's free from vegetables. But there is always snack available for free at home. And just let us know anything in the morning if you think that it's going to affect the child's learning for the day. Just anything that's happened, it's really helpful. And that's
I would say not to force it, because I would say if you're forcing them to do something they don't want to do, it can sometimes have, I mean, correct me if you think.
No, but reading also doesn't have to be a book. If he's helping him cook and he's following a recipe, or there's a particular comic that he likes, words, any words are reading. So if he doesn't want to sit and read a book, then I would agree and say, don't make it a battle, but try and find something that he will read.
I remember someone mentioning things like, when you're out and about and reading signs, like, or road signs, or, like cars, the labels on cars. So it doesn't have to be reading. And one thing I would say, and actually, is if they are reading, it doesn't, and you want to tell us about it, you don't have to just write it down. So, for example, if they're reading a really good book and, or it looks really nice and you think, oh, take a picture, send it to us, or print it out, bring it in. Or if they've read a really good book and they really love the character and they want to draw the character, bring it in. All of that type of reading. It's not just having, in their reading journal, just having they've read page 5 of the book. It's reading anywhere. It doesn't have to be in a book. It doesn't have to be sat in a book. It could be that they're talking about a picture book. What can they see in the picture? So it doesn't have to necessarily be kind of sit and read the whole book. It could be different ways. And we'd love to see different ways of reading. It doesn't have to just be. So I would say don't force it. I would say just try and encourage it. And also read to your children, because actually they learn lots of skills of reading through listening. So listening to a story, before bed or in the morning. Some people read a book at the breakfast table, read a book just before you're dead. So just try and kind of help yourself a little bit. Any other questions?
Sorry, I didn't hear. When is PD?
Monday and a Wednesday. I understand it's probably quite intimidating to stand and ask a question in front of everybody. Both me, Ms. Alfred and Ms. Daniels are around, so if you have any questions that you want to come and ask us, or individual questions about our class, please come and catch us. We have actually been, Mrs. Ledger lovingly at the back has been recording us. If there's anything you got home and you think, oh, I don't know, we've actually recorded it and it's actually going to go on the website. So if at any point you want to recap, or if anyone couldn't make it tonight and they say, oh, what was it about, just let them know that it will be going on the website, so keep it on the website, it will be on there for you, and I believe the PowerPoint and the PowerPoint's going in as well, so they can just have a look at it on the website. So if they haven't been able to make it, tell them not to worry.
Also, if you can't catch us on the gate or after school for some reason you still have a question, our email address is